Hello, tubies. You're like, it's been 30 seconds, hasn't it? It's been like 5. I bought something new. It's a new, I don't want to get this too close to the flame, so I hope you can see this, but it's a new mod, and it's beautiful, and it's glorious, and it's like the geek vape, and it's pretty, and it's not my paranormal, but you know what? We just have to accept that. My paranormal has a black, like the screen is dying, the screen is going. Like you can't read anything. You can see the battery wattage and you can see that's it. And you can see that it's on. Like I know from memory the buttons on that thing, but right. So we're gonna talk about hippy dippy magic today, and we're gonna be new agey, okay? I don't know what you can see. We're gonna see what you can see in editing, but I'm gonna maybe move the Morrigan's candle if she doesn't yell at me and scream at me in my brain cells. Please don't yell at me and scream at me in my brain cells. Of course you wouldn't. Ow, that was a bad idea. I mean, there's an actual coal in there that's lit. That was very hot. You're like, we did this candle in the last video. You're like, finally you do a working with us and not behind our backs. You know what? We're so many months behind. You just need to relax. So this is not a crystal. You're like, no shit. It's a glass ball, essentially. And I use it for nothing. I bought it and it cost me $70 and I don't know why I bought it. But this is a rainbow obsidian ball that has weird stuff on it that I can't get off, but that's a story for another day. And this is a smaller pure obsidian crystal. And these are my 2 smoky quartz crystals. I don't have a large crystal collection because I don't use crystals in my craft, but I could understand how one would want to use crystals, and I think in the past I've talked about crystals on my channel. Maybe I'll do a series on crystals, I don't know. But why do I have these crystals, which is the point of this video, but we need to vape first because that's very important. We vape for the spirits. We don't actually, but you know. I love feeling their presence. I love feeling the spirits around. I love their energy. I love when they just envelop a space. That's what I really love. Okay, so this particular smoky quartz, I use this as a grounding crystal, especially if I'm doing a lot of astral projection work or whatnot, because this crystal is tied to the earth. It's been blessed in the earth, and I use it to ground myself to the earth when I'm essentially, I called it like the in-between in my previous videos, and I'm gonna stick with that because when you are traveling back from the astral plane, it feels like you're kind of disconnected a little bit from your physical self, so you don't feel completely all there, at least in my experience. I don't know what your experience is like, but, and I really don't care, but I joke. I want to hear your experiences with astral travels in the comment section down below, and if I don't, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to knock on the door with this crystal, and then when you open it, I'm going to throw this one in your face. Love you. Anyways. See? Violence. Don't we miss the violence? The threatening of the tubies? That's how I have so many of you loyal followers. I've threatened you so many times in the past. You're like, that's not true. So this one's my grounding crystal. This one I don't really use as a grounding crystal. Its energy is fractured and it feels weird and it feels unclean and I don't like holding it. I really don't. It feels dark and malevolent. And I'm like, I don't understand how, unless there's a spirit inhabiting it, and I just didn't realize that I might have put a spirit in there and forgot about the spirit. Now the spirit's really angry, and I'm like, It doesn't feel spirit-like, though. It just... It's like an absence of life, void of anything, but all-encompassing. It doesn't feel heavy, it feels light. Oh, it's weird. With this one, it feels heavy, it feels grounded, it feels full, vibrant, energetic. And maybe it's because I use this one all the time, I don't know. I could also just be on a series of drugs, right? So this one is cute because it's tiny. That's it. That's the only reason I have it, okay? Like, don't be mad at me. And then this one is my black ball of death. I like to stare into this one a lot because when you stare into it, I mean, you see the rings at the top, but if you like turn it to the side and you stare into it, you see the rings of the different colors. But when you stare into it, you see your face. And if you stare long enough, especially if you're working with demons, I swear, like I shit you not, they like manifest. It's like you see their faces behind you. So if I want to communicate with a demon, I will use this because it's like the reflection allows me to see like deep in, and you end up seeing Belith is terrifying, okay? Terrifying. It's just terrifying. It's like their faces manifest. Your face just melts away and they just manifest. It's terrifying. It's very terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But yes, so this is my crystal collection. Now, as for this thing, this is nothing. This is not a crystal ball. This is a glass ball. It cost me $70. And when you hold it, there is a vibration to it. There is an energy to it, but it's an energy that's disconnected. Like with this, there's no energy in it. It's cold and it's dark and it's bleak. And I use it to see. It's this, like, to see, right? Like, to see their faces, right? Like, I want to see their faces. We don't want to see their faces right now. Like, that'll terrify me. But with this one, there was a while ago, and I can't remember her name. She's like a Wiccan, and she's old, and it starts with an M. And by old, I mean like 60s. And I want to say Myrtle, but that's not right. Is it Miriam? No, that's not right either. But she has a YouTube channel, and I can't remember her name. And somebody in the comment section will tell me her name, and I'll be like, yes, that's right. I love you. Thanks for watching. Smiley face. And they'll read that comment, and they'll be like, that was like typical of every comment you leave. I don't know where I was going with that rant, but she did a series of videos on developing relationships with crystal balls, and that's actually the reason I had bought these two, is because I wanted to attempt to develop a relationship with the energies within a crystal ball. Now, I knew that this was a glass ball, but when I bought it, I could feel a dormant, and I can still feel it. It's like a dormant energy that's just waiting to be awoken or like interacted with in some way. And this candle's gonna go out, and that's not appropriate. The Margon doesn't like it when her candles go out. I don't actually know if she likes it or not. Like, she's never really, right? But today these candles have been hissing and popping and spitting and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh, the spirits are speaking. I take that as a sign that the spirits are speaking, okay? You can take that as like whatever science you want to throw at it and debunk it, but in my spiritual mind, the spirits are speaking, okay? So anyways, with this one, there is like this dormant energy that wants to be interacted with and wants to be awoken. And I'm just like, I'm not ready to develop a relationship with you just at the moment, because I don't know. I don't know. When I stare into you, all I see is like what's underneath it. Like, I can't feel the energy that way. It's like I have to be holding it, and I can feel it. Like, if I put this one on here, and I stare into this, I can see the spirits. Like, I can literally see like 3 hooded figures behind me, and I'm like, okay. So sometimes staring into this thing can be really scary because they're still there. And sometimes it can be really enlightening because it's a way for me to be like, I want to see you. I want to see the thing that I'm interacting with. And maybe because I'm in such a trance-like state, it's like my wild imagination. But at the same time, why? Like, I don't think so. I think it's them, right? So anyways, these are my crystals, and I wanted to share them with you because who doesn't love talking about and sharing crystals in this hippy-dippy age of witchcraft, right? Like, you gotta love the hippies and their dippies and all of that stuff. Because New Age is just, it's a lie. It's a money-grubbing lie. All it wants is your money. It wants to eat your money. It wants to take your money. It wants your money. Give it your money, right? Like, it's all about your money. We're gonna go get 2 white candles to put on top of this when this other one burns down, right? And we're gonna put this in there. And this over here. Anyways, so tubies, that's my video, but I'm gonna go away and come back in like 5 seconds when I set up the other side of this table so I can like sit there and chat with you people. Because we're gonna talk about perfection in the craft, okay? Like, I love you. I really, really do.